What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, coming at you from the Hacienda in Centennial, Colorado. I just been out here chilling, but just wanted to throw in my 2 cents on a few things that I've heard over the course of the last couple of days. One was sent to me by somebody that got a message that their fleet was going to be doing some test program where they have to go through calling their fleet manager, logs advisor, something like that, just to use personal conveyance. So I want to touch on that. Then I want to talk about kind of not necessarily what was said in the safety meeting, but what I took out of what was said in the safety meeting in regards to some of these accidents that had happened. And I might as well start with that. We'll get into the personal conveyance before. If you listen to what they're saying, and this is for new people, some people that have been driving for a while already know this. If you get in an accident at Prime, it doesn't matter what the conditions are, you're going to be held responsible for that. Period. All right? So don't think that you're going to be able to, when it's your time to talk to them, say that it was the weather conditions or I was trying to pull over or whatever. I'm just telling you, they are taking no excuses. Do I think that's right? Absolutely not. But it is what it is. So if you happen to be, Myra, if you happen to be watching this, if the weather is even somewhat bad, pull your ass off the side of the road. Do not put yourself in a situation where you can get into an accident. I'm just saying that right now. And as a matter of fact, Myra, if you happen to be watching this, don't even try to take things into bad areas. It's just not making any sense to even put yourself in danger right now as far as that's concerned. So, and I think that the way, and they basically straight out said that. So I'm just giving it to you without the, without the sugar on top and all that kind of stuff. They try to play the middle a little bit on that, but if you really extract what they're saying, that's what they're saying. So I'm telling you, with this winter, the way it is right now, it's time to be extremely conservative. And are you going to make less money? Yes. All that kind of stuff. But do not put yourself in a position because, first of all, you're going to get blamed for any accident that goes on no matter what. If you happen to flip a truck or tear up some shit real bad, then you're going to be gone. Is that really worth being out there running in it? I'm going to be extremely cautious. I hope any drivers I got are going to be extremely cautious as well. So I want to just kind of talk on that. And like I said, it's not that it's nothing that's nobody knows, but sometimes the way it's said kind of rubs me a little bit the wrong way. And that did rub me a little bit the wrong way. I want to talk about this PC as well. Somebody sent this to me yesterday because I didn't get it from my fleet. And apparently they're trying to test this program with 3 fleets at Prime. As of right now, they're company fleets. And trying to figure out if every time a driver needs to use personal conveyance, is it going to help if they have to call their fleet manager or logs advisor to get permission to do that? Now, one thing I will tell you that Prime is good at, and listen, the tone of this video might be going a little bit off, but listen, it's all about the ink. I'm going to retire at Prime. I'm not going to go anywhere else and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes it is what it is. Prime is good at these little test programs. As you can, those of you guys have been around longer than me or as long as me know that there's been a test program going on for about 3 years into this kind of load choice board. All right, it don't take 3 years to come up with no program like that. So basically that's a wash. So that's out of here. If you got it, maybe you got it. Nobody else is getting at it. Whatever. I don't really care about the program. Don't need the program. But the fact of the matter is, this is a program that was implemented over 3 years ago to test and see if it would work out. Now they want to test out this little personal conveyance situation where you got to call your fleet manager and do all this. And I thought about this a lot yesterday, and I wasn't exactly sure what my thoughts were on it because on one hand I'm like, well, the drivers are, everything in the trucking industry happens because the drivers put us in this situation. But when it comes to a company and stuff like that, I really had to look at it as almost a crisis in leadership more than anything. Because here's the thing. It's sort of like when you get these messages that some of these fleet managers, not mine, but some of these fleet managers send out, you know, they come across the wrong way because let's say they've let a bunch of shit slide and then all of a sudden it's a problem and then they want to react to the problem well after the fact. What I'm saying with this personal conveyance and all that, it may be a transfer in the safety department as well, you know, new leadership in that department. But if fleet managers, logs advisors, you know, anybody that's above the driver level was punishing this stuff when it happened to begin with, we wouldn't be in a position where we would need this overreaction. So whether it's, you know, log violation points or it's misuse of personal conveyance or whatever it is, when that shit happens and you identify it, that's when you make, you know, that's when you hit the driver personally. You don't have to take that. I mean, at some point you may have to, but that's when you take away that individual's personal conveyance. And that could be for, you know, it could maybe start off at a week or a month or whatever it is. But what I'm seeing happening is, and why I call it a crisis in leadership, is we shouldn't even be to a point where there needs to be a knee-jerk reaction. Like, we're going to test out listen, I got, in my opinion, the best fleet manager in the fleet. I can't get that guy on the phone for nothing. So let alone if I'm going to need to call him, hey, I'm leaving the receiver, you know, can I PC to the trucks? I mean, come on, really? And listen, the chronic people that are abusing this have been abusing this for a long time. So why hasn't their PC been taken away in general? Why are we even to a point where this becomes potentially a fleet-wide thing? Or you know what? Be decisive. Just take it away for the whole fleet. If that's what you're going to do, take it away for the whole fleet. You know, because half-assing stuff really makes, how can I put it? And I don't think everybody might look at it like this. Maybe I look at it like this because of my background. But as soon as you start half-assing stuff, then it's sort of like, I look at that kind of as weak leadership in a way. Like they're afraid to really do what needs to be done. So they're going to kind of tip their toe in the pool and kind of feel what the temperature is rather than just like, listen, whether it's the individual level, you've misused PC, or you know what, you got popped on a roadside inspection, you know what, or a DOT inspection, you know what, we're taking your PC away for a month. Happens twice, maybe a year, whatever. But it should never get to a point where it's like this. This shit should have already been like, people should have already been hammered on this a long time ago. So I understand why things are being said the way they're said. And, you know, even in the meeting, it was brought up that, you know, it was posted on Facebook and they wanted to kind of see what, you know, drivers were thinking, and some were for it and some were against it. You know what? That should never be a question as to whether a program is worth implementing or not. What the drivers think is kind of irrelevant when it comes to that, because the drivers are the ones that put you into this position. Or maybe if you want to go the other route, say you know what, these people over here have no log violations or anything like that, you know, misuse of PC, whatever. They keep going. These other guys are, you know, on like some probationary period, and then the chronic people just get taken off of PC altogether. I mean, anyway, that's my 2 cents. And you know what, like I have said in many videos, I'm not always right. I may not always look at things the right way. I'm just telling you how I felt in my heart after seeing that message sent out yesterday and hearing them talk about it in the safety meeting today in regards to the logs and in regards to accidents and things like that. And I did want to expand a little bit on this kind of situation, and I think that sometimes people that are in certain positions, and we'll just call it any position, fleet manager, logs, uh, safety, citations. Well, maybe not citations, because I know this girl that's in citations now has been a driver pretty recently, but sometimes they either have uh, they can't relate to drivers at all or know anything that's going on in terms of how a driver or what a driver may be going through. And if they have had it, it's been so far removed. I mean, I can't, I can't be a driver 15 years ago trying to relate it to what's going on today, whether it be safety, logs, or anything. It's a totally different situation now. So somebody that, that's like me saying, trying to relate to a car salesman now. I drove cars I sold cars in 1996 or whatever year it was, my last year. You know what? Now I can give advice on selling cars. It's a totally different game right now. So it I think one thing that it did and why it frustrates me a little bit when I hear people talk a little bit like that, like they're kind of like leaving you out there on that ledge. But one thing it does do is make you realize that you're out there on that ledge. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that's about it. I might go live later on tonight to speak a little bit more in depth on this, but I think I'm done now. I was thinking about running out to the truck to I left my not a briefcase, it's it's like a leather bag with my computer in it. So I left that up there. I might go get that today, but I may just finish relaxing. Anyway, that's it. I don't know how to end it. I appreciate you stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Comment, subscribe. I'm out.